Hi, Joy Olson here, BlockBuster Fundraising. It's all about building relationships with your donors. And it's really all about how to build authentic major donor relationships. Hey, there are a couple of experts in major donor relationship building, and they are at Veritus Group. Richard Perry and Jeff, between the two of them, they have about 60 years of experience. Really know what they're talking about, especially in the major gift area. That's what they excel in. They really know how to help you become a super successful major gift officer. It may surprise you, and probably won't, that you should have a strategic plan for every major gift donor that you are going to be working with. So, right off the bat, you have a structure to work with, and then a great framework that actually works, that includes a revenue goal for each donor, actually a revenue goal month by month, a cash flow projection, and it certainly keeps you accountable. In their book, again, it's not just about the money. They talk about what you need to know about your donors before you start your strategic plans, before you start this process. Because analysis of your donors that you are selecting is going to be really, really important. So what do you need to know? What do you need to consider? Number one, Jeff and Richard say, find those donors who have consistently given $1,000 or more cumulatively over recent calendar years. And they said to remember the donors, always think in calendar years, not fiscal years. And when you're doing this, you want to look not only at your current year, but you want to take into consideration the 3 past years. Okay, that's number one. Number two, pair that information with available information regarding your donors' picture of where they are right now. Are they liquid? Are they experiencing good times? Because you want to try to get a sense of their current capacity. So now, between 1 and 2, you have a good picture of 1, inclination, what they've given you, and 2, capacity. All right, thirdly, now you want to organize this information of inclination and capacity by types of donors. Are they individuals, businesses, foundations, corporations? 4, choose donors with high capacity who have recently given large gifts. Important. 5, keep an eye on recently lapsed high givers who have high capacity. Don't let them get away. 6, put all those donors who have the highest recent giving plus high capacity onto your case load list. These are your top people that you're going to be working with. 7, now put this list through a qualifying process to arrive at your qualifying pool. Wow, you're now going to have a really well-qualified caseload, and you want to review this on a monthly basis with your major gift peeps so you stay on track and you make sure your analysis is right, that you're spot on with your efforts, your time, and with your relationships with your donors. All right, now you've qualified them, it's time to develop a friendship. And friendships take time. And when you get together, you can tell a lot about your donor. You already know how many times they've given and how much and how recently. And these are certainly clues that the donor wants a relationship with your organization, but they don't tell you everything you need to know now. Some of these donors might not want a deeper relationship at all. So here's what Jeff and Richard say to do, because you still don't actually know. First, review what you do know about every donor who has met your major gift criteria, whether it's $500 or $1,000 cumulative they've given year to date. All right, so to qualify, 1, send an introductory letter. Tell your donor who you are, thanking them for their past support. Let them know you'd like to talk about their interest in their organization and that you'll be calling within the next week. 2, make the initial phone call. Tell them that you're following up on your letter and thank them. You want to thank them for their past support, and you'd love to know why they like your organization. And if you get a good conversation going, try to find out what other organizations they support. And find out how they'd like to communicate with you in the future. Do they like email? Do they like direct mail? Do they like texting? Do they like phone calls? Find out so you feel comfortable in the future continuing to build this relationship. Don't want to annoy them, you want to make them happy. Thirdly, Jeff and Richard say, mail a survey letter if you can't reach the donor by phone after a few tries. And if you're like me, I think all of us we're so turned off by robocalls, we hardly answer the phone anymore. So always leave a message, letting them know you've called, and invite them to call back. But if they don't, there is something else that you can do. You mail a little survey letter. And this just asks some questions about the donor's passions, what they value about the organizations, which programs they like, what is the best way to communicate that they prefer. And of course, in this survey, make sure that you include a stamped reply envelope. You want to make it really easy for them to respond. You want to make it easy for them to answer this simple little survey. All right, 4th, send a final note card if you haven't heard from them within 6 weeks. Remember, these 4 pieces are a part of your plan, your strategic plan for each of your donors in your major gift caseload. So you want to send one final handwritten note card asking the donor how they would like to be communicated with, and let them know your contact information, how to easily get a hold of you. And last but not least, 6, try a final phone call. Whew.